Bucky, day 2 of the Combine underway out here in Indianapolis. How's it treating you so far?
It's been great. It's been great. It's a new format. They've definitely made it a made-for-TV event, but it's been kind of fun having more time to kind of do the interviews during the day, focus on the workouts at night, and it'll be exciting to see how it goes into the weekend.
Absolutely. Long days for these players for sure. Early morning interviews, later night workouts, but it'll be fun for fans to see as well. One of the things that I think fans are curious about, too, is the big news with the CBA going to vote. It is expected to pass. If it does go through with these changes, how does that affect the way teams pursue free agency this year?
Well, I mean, I think there are a lot of changes. Obviously, it changes the franchise tag situation. Instead of having 2 tags, you're going to have 1 tag. And then when you think about the roster expansion, it gives you more options when it comes to stocking your roster, more practice squad players. And so it's a little different. It kind of gives you more opportunities to give players that are developmental chances to continue to grow and to be an NFL player. So I think it's a thing that the personnel side will like because you do have more players at your disposal.
And talking about stacking rosters, we're out here at the Combine. There's a lot of players that are trying to make their impact on coaches, general managers, media, what have you. The wide receiver position, I think, is very deep this year. Who is there? Do you have a clear favorite, or are you torn?
You know, it's funny because I had a conversation last night with about 4 or 5 wide receiver coaches, and it really comes down to your preference. At the top of the board, you have a Jerry Jeudy and you have CeeDee Lamb. Jerry Jeudy is a route runner. He's a guy that is kind of polished and precise in what he does. CeeDee Lamb is a big playmaker. So depending upon how you want your offense to be designed, what kind of personnel or what kind of weapons you want on the perimeter, that'll dictate who you like as your number one. But then even when you go like a little lower down the board, they're terrific playmakers that are available. I mean, they're guys that can run and make plays like a Brandon Ayuk, who could be a second-round pick who has big play potential. There's an underrated guy like a Van Jefferson from Florida who could be a second-round pick who's a precise route runner. I think the beauty of this draft class, whatever you want is available at the wide receiver position. You have to determine how do I value the position and when do I want to go and kind of dig into that market based on supply and demand.
Absolutely, and it is a lot of speed guys as well. The Giants were lucky enough to find a speed guy, a gem in the 5th round in Darius Slayton. He had a great rookie year. Have you kind of seen a lot from him, and are you curious as to what his sophomore season will hold?
Well, look, he has a natural connection with Daniel Jones, and a lot of times that happens because Daniel Jones and Darius Slayton, when the rookies come in and they're together, they throw to each other, they develop that chemistry and that rapport, and I think it played out in game time when Daniel Jones took over. It wasn't a coincidence that Darius Slayton's production went up. So I think they'll continue to grow, and then as they add other pieces around them in the passing game, I think it'll help them continue to be a prominent duo.
Now, as this Giants team is in rebuild mode and picking at number 4 this year, when you're looking at the available options, what position would you prioritize for this team at 4?
Well, looking at David Gettleman's history, it has to be a big guy. It has to be someone up front that can do it on offense or on the defense side of the ball. I think offensively, you're talking about a tackle, Jedrick Wills, Tristan Wirfs, Mekhi Becton. There are a number of offensive tackles that can come in and be day one starters. If you look at the defense side of the ball, I mean, look, Derrick Brown could be available. Derrick Brown, to me, is arguably the best defensive player in the draft. If Dave Gettleman is committed to rebuilding the defense, and when the Giants have been good, it's always been the defense kind of carrying the way. Derrick Brown could be someone that could be very, very intriguing for the Giants.
Hey, Giants fans, Saquon Barkley here. You want to see more videos? Subscribe below.